heard you're doing your wedding makeup and you wanted a drugstore only tutorial. Stay tuned. You gotta prep your skin. So first is a toner. It can be a milky toner, but it needs to be a hydrating toner. So milky toners are more known for being hydrating. This is a triple collagen toner. I'm gonna cheat a little bit, okay? Because milky toners give me eczema. I just tried out a Laneige one. I have tried the Bioma. I have tried the Road Glazing Milk. They all break me out. The only one that hasn't is the Prequel Half and Half, which is what I prep my clients with most of the time. Oh, I haven't tried the Thayer's. I know we are all on the Shelby Ann bandwagon. I have not tried the Thayer's Milky Toner, but it feels useless to me to buy Milky Toners because they end up flaring up my eczema. I always like to use two things to hydrate. So back in the day, I would use a moisturizer and then a Limig lotion. Nowadays, I use a milky toner, or a hydrating toner, I'm sorry, and then a moisturizer, but I have the Embryo Lease Cream. That's usually my go-to. With a Pia Beauty or whatever I'm hydrating with at night can work too. But we're trying to do drugstore here, and so I want skin prep to be included in that drugstore category. Unless a client insists I use a primer on them. I have primers. I don't think they make a difference in your skin. This is gonna give you a beautiful glow. I love the Limig lotion. This is what I use. Let's go in and do our brows. You guys probably have already guessed my all-time favorite brow product, and it is the L'Oreal Faux Brow. The cap just popped off. Also, forgive me, I am trying to wear my hair more natural. I'm trying to let the natural curl come back because I use heat on it every single day, pretty much no matter what, which is fine. It's still pretty healthy. I take really good care of it, and I finally figured out my routine. But I'm trying to get my natural curl to come back because man, that made life so much easier when I could just wear my hair natural. This is the most long-lasting brow product I have probably ever used besides pomades, but I know a lot of us are scared to use pomades, and honestly, I don't have a drugstore pomade that I love. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer to carve my brows out. I always carve my brows out. That's also a personal preference. I also use typically the same concealer that I use to carve these out as a way to prep my under eyes, but I'm going to use a different concealer today because I want full coverage, long lasting makeup. Not that this isn't, but I just have another drugstore option that is even more full coverage than this. If it's my wedding day, I'm going to go in and do the top of my brows with whatever foundation I'm using. I'm going to go in with my all-time favorite drugstore foundation. This is the Infallible 32 Hour Fresh Wear. It used to be the Pro Glow, but they finally fully discontinued it. I have a little bit left, and you can still find some in stores, but they're discontinuing it. So I have to have something different to recommend to you guys. And I love this one. I love the way it wears. I love the way it looks on my skin. It is pretty comparable to the Pro Glow if you ask me. It's just a little bit more of a satin finish. It's somewhere in between. We're also going to go in with the Infallible Concealer. This is what I was talking about. This is their Fresh Wear Concealer, and I'm gonna put it right here. We're gonna blend it up into the corner of the eye, but you don't want as much product there. So if you place the product like this, you typically will get just a better overall look to your makeup. And going in with a brush to blend this out, but a sponge that is damp will make this much quicker and more beginner friendly if that's something you struggle with. I like to sometimes go in with a brush and then go over everything with a damp sponge. Sorry about my neighbors mowing. It's not even my neighbors, actually. It's a company they hired because that house is up for sale again. But it's October 3rd and there is no grass to be mowed. So I don't know if they just haven't come back to the house recently and have this company mowing on retainer or something like that. Very intentional about where I'm blending it out. Of course, I'm bringing it up on the eye. That's going to be my eyeshadow primer. This is how I've always done my makeup as well as my clients. I have tried eyeshadow primers in the past, and they've just never compared, and why buy another product when your concealer blanks out your veins and gives you a perfect canvas to work with anyway. I do want to add a little brightness to other areas of my skin, so I'm going right there, right here. Sometimes I'll go right here, but a little goes a long way. You don't need a whole lot. And just a little down the bridge of the nose to brighten that. And I like to apply it and blend it out under the eyes so that I know my under eyes are going to look perfect, and then I'll put it on the rest of my face. If you ever feel like things are too bright or not blended enough, you can just go in with your foundation sponge and blend right over top. Your foundation brush or the brush you used, and it's going to give you just a perfect gradient without you even having to I went ahead and got my sponge wet because I really do think that this will benefit you if you go in with a brush and a sponge. Fixing sprays are for hydration, to add hydration and to help you manipulate things throughout the process. They are not setting sprays. You're going to want a sealing spray as your setting spray, but you can also have like a setting spray at the end, like the Makeup Revolution one or something like that, to change the actual finish of your. I think of bridal, I think of a pink beautiful blush that is girly and just adds a lot of definition to the face. I love a blush, and again, when I think bride, that is what I think. So I'm going to blend this out with a brush. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Liquid Blush. If you guys can't tell, I'm absolutely obsessed with L'Oreal Drugstore products, as well as other products that are drugstore, but that it really ends up being the majority of my complexion. They never fail me. They always end up looking so beautiful and so amazing. We're gonna set this with powder, so don't get worried. You want it to be a little bit more dramatic than what it's going to look before powder. Notice I put a little chin on a little bit on my forehead because when we put on foundation, we blank out our canvas, and we really want the rest of our face to come to life as well, not just the cheeks. Then I'm going in with the Milani Cheek Kiss Bronzer in Hey Honey. This is one of my all-time favorites. It is so beautiful. I also have Spilling the Tea, which is just slightly darker, but this is such a beautiful contour shade because it's neutral, leaning a little bit cool. It's just like the perfect tone for me to get like contour and not really bronze. I absolutely love it, and I'm just going to put this along my cheekbones, forehead, down the sides of my nose, and underneath my jawline, as well as in my creases to my temple. Everywhere I have a shadow naturally occurring, I'm going to put this so that I have a more cohesive, harmonious face. The L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection Powder. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the most blurring, beautiful powder from the drugstore, and I think maybe one of the best powders we've ever seen come out of the drugstore. It is genuinely so freaking beautiful. The way that it sets your face is incredible. If you have texture, don't be scared of powder. You are still going to need it. I am so sorry this is going to have to be 2 parts. It's just like I always try to make it 1 part, but I have so much information to give you guys, so I will do the eyes in the second part as well as the powder products. I'm so sorry.